From Miami Vice to World Advice. Hi, I'm Philip Michael Thomas. Together with the world's most powerful and influential psychics, we've created the Philip Michael Thomas International Psychic Network. Call my network today. Ask about love, money, your destiny. Get a free reading, free horoscopes every day. And remember, this is just the beginning.
Call 1-800-662-7096.
Well, I was supposed to bring you a small dive into 1986's Sweet Liberty today, but it seems to be the only thing that died in the 80s that wishes to stay dead.
Sweet Liberty, written and directed by Alan Alda.
So instead, let's tackle that other thing that I already begun, and for which I already have all the footage.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Consult your local listing.
It's 1984, darling. Everyone is on cocaine.
The last time we came to Vice City, Victor Vance had suffered the worst injustice of them all, being forced to give away his car for a crime he didn't commit. His revenge started out slow, helping an abusive husband and then helping society by getting rid of him. In the end, not even an attack chopper and the best efforts of his stupid brother were able to stop his revenge as he ran away with literal truckloads of Martinez's stuff.
That coke you ripped off belonged to the Mendez brothers. Now, we're all on their shit list, and the only way off is in a fucking bag.
Lance! You useless, degenerate asshole!
I swear to you, this man became much more of an idiot between games.
You red dummy!
The second part of Vice City Stories is way easier than the first. There are a couple of reasons for that. The first one, of course, is that you no longer have to do vigilante, thank God. The second one is the M249. The M249 is the best weapon in the game. Some people may like the minigun better. I say these people are size queens. The M249 will stop any unarmored enemy in one hit, and cars won't take that many more. And the best part is, an unlimited supply of them are available as soon as you arrive on the second island, provided you take that guy from the first part and pop the rest of the balloons. Once you've done that, go behind the hospital, grab this helicopter and put some music on while doing the air ambulance missions for a boost for your health. I know what you're thinking. Do I do the Empire missions at the same time? No. I know it's tempting, but what will happen is that you'll stumble upon this location and notice that it doesn't have a car parked in front of it. It looks like a glitch. The game is glitchy enough that it wouldn't be unfair to assume it is a glitch. But what it actually is a site that's plot critical, so you get to take it over in the story. Once that mission is done, it would take you about an hour to take it over with the 249, but if you want to be more dramatic, just use the Scorpion that you also got with the balloons. It'll take you just under an hour. I know this because it took me just under an hour. Just subscribing, I'll have that up soon. Now you get to get out of all of the bullshit that Lance dumped on you, and the first step to do that is to meet a sleazy B-movie producer.
What?
Look, I didn't write this plot. Anyway, you end up killing a bunch of people dressed as zombies and never seeing this person again.
Stop yelling at me! It's not my fault!
Wait a tick. Lance bought me a car? Yes! Yes! He doesn't suck! Oh my god, I wasn't ready for that. This is breathtaking. It's the one thing that I didn't expect to happen and it actually happened. Oh good lord, honestly, didn't see this one coming. Come on, Farnes, let's take you and dump you in a garage right here, and you will never ever be at risk of this spawning out of existence ever again. Well, let's see how long it takes for Lance to fuck this up. For now though, let's go and meet Rennie.
Man, woman, and me, I smash them together.
Rennie wants your product, and the cocaine as well. As such, he asks you to be a part of a commercial. Years later, his young protege would use these techniques on higher budget productions. You also get to work with the Mendez brothers. Well, work, hostage situation, it's pretty much the same thing if you think about it. First, you get to prove them that Martinez was a DEA agent by forging some papers. I follow him and save a BCPD cheetah as a real reward. Then you get to take up that Empire site. I got overexcited and blew up all of the motorcycles in front of the bar, thinking they'll try to escape using them. Instead of that, I just screwed myself out of a ride to catch them, which would have been a problem if they hadn't done 3 lefts.
Kiss your ass goodbye. Meet my gun. I'll cut you down, asshole. Cause of death? This fucker.
Now you can do the Empire missions and reset your console. The upgrade is that they're now completely bulletproof. Lance needs your help.
Will you shut up, you stupid gorilla? The place is bugged! The DA is on to us!
I have a couple of problems with this mission. The first one is that it screws you out of your M249 and gives you a rocket launcher as the weapon to destroy the antennas collecting the information from the bugs. I wonder if... Sadly, you can't just avoid picking up the rocket launcher. I tried. Did you feel something? I screwed myself out of a mission pass because I wanted an FBI Washington and expected them to at least be bullet resistant. You know, I think it's helpful that the game reminds you sometimes that it will fuck your shit up if given the chance. After that absolute mayhem, you get one of the more relaxed missions in this game. Rennie tells you to help Gonzalez here move some product around as higher muscle. All you have to do is fly really slowly while his incredibly competent security team basically makes mince out of everything in their path.
Kill them all!
Remember a few moments ago when this game used to be hard? Okay. Then you get to meet Phil Collins. Awesome! People try to kill him, you make them meet their maker.
2 brothers. One is a dog, the other a librarian. Love blossoms between a man and a pig. 3 swans die. The end! Genius!
Netflix says you're approved, Rennie. They want it done by Halloween. While he signs that contract, let's play some golf with Gonzalez. Hey, what's up, bro? Let's go for a ride. Okay, talk to you later. Due to an unfortunate mishap, you will also need to recover some drugs while high as shit.
Feel the wrath of my bulletproof car, you filthy animals. King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
As the only nice person in this entire game, you get to run security for Phil, lest he gets bumped thanks to his manager.
Shoot him! Take him! Hey, I've got him! Anyway, we got real things to worry about. Someone's been helping themselves to the stash. The Mendezes are freaking out, and I told them we'd take care of it.
It's the last thing I need on top of everything else.
Lance is a poor shot. So poor that you have to keep the helicopter level for him to even start shooting. I don't know, Gonzalez's goons manage just fine. Naturally, he gets shot out of the sky and you're forced to clear out an entire construction site. Is it difficult? Do you have a sniper rifle? He thanks you for saving him in the lancest way possible.
I'll see you later, bro!
No, we're not that fortunate. He's back home handling some business matters.
You got to... Alright, pop it!
No, not that. He's just giving Luisa a life-ending cocaine habit. And you get to chase him on a hovercraft that handles like ass. Be very careful on all corners. Except here, because if you are too careful... Luis is, of course, immediately kidnapped by Martinez. Get a bulletproof vest and deal with them.
You ain't shit!
Luis!
I feel they're too negative to live.
Don't you lay my threats, nerd! Go fuck yourself!
At this rate, we're going to end up making enemies of everyone in this town. Already, we pretty much only have Ricardo Diaz and Rennie, I guess. Wait a minute, Phil. We're friends with Phil. But I don't want to get him involved in this. He hasn't dropped Susurio yet. I'm not compromising that event on the timeline. As far as Diaz is concerned, his friendship comes with having to follow a guy to these ramshackle huts and retrieving some things that used to be Gonzalez's. Be liberal with the sniper rifle and don't worry about the escape. You literally just have to drive in a straight line. The next mission is a little more complex. You're doing an exchange with the DEA. As is tradition, this will, inevitably, go south.
Come on, senor. We got the guns, but we're not home free yet.
And that's my cue to not take the obvious exit. I got lucky. I'd been playing so long that the game had decided to stop spawning cars again, and basically the roads were clear enough that I could just use the truck as a battering ram. Gonzalez, having clearly pissed off the wrong guy, then needs your help to get to the airport. Again, this is very exciting and filled with rock music from the soundtrack, but I would like to make some money out of this, so you'll forgive me if I look for a replacement. With that out of the way, the Mendes brothers call you to offer a deal.
You must leave town, of course, and give us control of your other interests.
What?
But you, your families, no one will die. This is fair.
I disagree.
The mule! Duerme! Ow! I think we outlived our usefulness to the Mendezes.
Fortunately, their henchmen are about 0.75 lances on the intelligence scale, so they decide to try and shoot you in an oil refinery. This goes as well as you can expect. Do I have to? Okay. This mission is actually pretty cool. The setting is interesting, the location changes as the mission goes on, and you open valves by shooting at them. They spawn out of nowhere, and it all culminates on you ramping out of a giant explosion like you are Carl Weathers.
It's all cool, bro. I'm a man with a plan.
Don't say that!
Though his plan is actually good for once. He gets everyone on Vice City who doesn't want you dead, all 4 of them, and spreads them out to secure your business. He also decides to get some heavy artillery.
Hello, Mr. M4. M4, motherfucker! That's right!
That's adorable. The entire mission is, as it was level for you to also have an M4.
I'm the black killer from Manila! The Manila Blilla!
You're a blittiot!
Luis is alright now, and apparently bathed in angelic glow. This mission was just to pick her up from the hospital. Then Lance calls.
What the hell? Trapped in a burning building, bring a helicopter.
Yep, just a normal Wednesday for Lance T. Vance. The T stands for Tool.
I'm kind of in the middle of a war right now.
It's okay. I'll wait.
These two have a long and prosperous relationship ahead of them. Rennie shows up, and he wants to get another sex change. This seems to annoy the Mendezes, so you keep them busy for a while and then save Rennie. I wonder if I should take Rennie's comet. It is a special color, yes, but I forget if it's actually bulletproof. Nope, no it isn't. Oh, god damn it. Well, it has been 5 minutes. You know what that means.
We got a deal, baby! We'll repay you everything we borrowed at 25% interest a week, or we work for you.
To begin this, you get Domo Arigato Domestobato, which is a great mission. You get to pilot a robot and see some fun messages on a fake OSD. Just find the basement door, pay no attention to the signal meter, use Vice as a code, and then you begin to ruin the Mendezes just in time for them to be unable to get tickets for the Phil Collins' concert.
Domestabot! You lousy piece of crap! You've ruined me!
It goes great. Not that you can see it in this recording. With culture brought into Vice City, it's time to go out on a date with Louise. You arrive just in time to note that she's been kidnapped. Again.
That was a mistake.
Light My Pyre is considered one of the hardest missions on the game. You have to protect Lance from an onslaught of cars that need to be destroyed. And of course Lance tries his best to be directly in the line of fire, and so you are likely to end up killing him over and over again. And that may be the case for a lesser player, someone who goes outside and experiences nature. But not here, folks. Here we do this properly. We are not Lances. First up, you may see a bike to follow them. You can try doing that, but that would be very dumb. Especially if you have a bulletproof car a block away. With that car, that mission basically becomes a pushover. Literally. On the bike, you have to basically blow up the pursuers. The car? Do a pit maneuver and they will fall back and stay there. Congratulations, the hardest part of the mission is now done. Go to the Mendez's house, shoot a couple hundred guards, and then you reach Armando.
Where are they, Armando?
They're upstairs resting, in peace.
Who comes to you with one of the deadliest weapons in the game, a flamethrower.
Bullets! I eat your bullets! Ah! Guards!
15 minutes the firefighter missions take. Unfortunately, even if you deal with him in a second, you're still too late to save Louise.
Hey, Vic, I know you cared about her, man. But she wasn't right for you.
Why yes, me and everyone else who played that game would have shot Lance right there and then if given the chance. Well, all of the nuts but two have been tied up, so let's go deal with them. Diaz will help you. He stands to win the most out of this ordeal. Diego Mendez, understandably concerned at having seen his brother killed by a fireproof Terminator, has gone ahead and holed himself in a giant fortress of a skyscraper, the one you had to get a balloon from. You could take a normal helicopter there, but instead of that, why not steal one from that good old army base, compliments of Uncle Sam. Phil is stealing morning, so he sets you up with a distraction.
Louise! Yeah! Suck on that!
You can try and hide from the searchlights for a while, but you will eventually get caught. You did get enough ammo, didn't you? Well, don't use it yet. If you play smart and are fast enough, you basically only need to shoot these two guys before leaving with a helicopter.
Yeah, you understand now, huh?
And so we arrive at the final mission. And honestly, it's a pretty cool finale. Last Stand is not quite as long and complex as End of the Line, but it's still nothing to be scoffed at. Diaz agrees to settle everything with advances in return for this successful mission. So if you do it, you are basically out of the game unless something incredibly stupid happens. I failed the first time because I tried to pull a GTA 5 and use the guns without a target. It works to an extent, but not well enough. The second time I played it like the first time I played this game, I didn't quite understand the control scheme and just tapped the missile button until everything stops moving. You get shot down again, but this time it's scripted and it's you against everyone, or rather, the other way around. I've done this a couple of times, so I try to be clever, you know, trying to sneak, trying to use the now mostly useless Molotovs. Almost everything fails, but since it's scripted in such a way as to assume that you're using the guns provided on the roof, you can just fall back on the good old M249.
Looks like Vic's partying without me!
I have forgiven you for the stinger. You had your chance to run away. Diego, on the other hand, has finally realized just who in the hell he's dealing with. Sure, one final glitch to see us out. Once you destroy that helicopter, it's just a climb to the rooftop for the final boss.
10 hut! Ha ha! Vic! I swear to God, I thought you were gonna salute me!
Or should I say, final bosses?
Me cago en tu madre.
Since you have both Mendez and Martinez to deal with. Both of them are armed to the teeth. Both of them have full armor and full health. Both of them are screwed beyond belief. And so this sordid tale of, I guess there is a lesson in there somewhere, ends. Happily, with all of the main villains dead.
Playtime is over, bitches! Lance Vance is about to get brutal on you, and when Lance Vance gets brutal on a lady, somebody starts to cry!
Well, most of them.
Wait! I've been making moves! I got a hold of 20 keys, man! Are you crazy? Get rid of it!
He knows what's up. He's at the beginning of Vice City. Hey, so do you think they ever actually sent any money to that sick brother of theirs?